go?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
Got started.
And your West Virginia State Yellow Jackets. As a reminder, the students of West Virginia State University encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Profanity, racial, or ethnic comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from this Coliseum. Additionally, the use of tobacco products of alcoholic beverages within the Coliseum are prohibited. Your cooperation is appreciated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you assist us in honoring America by standing and gentlemen, removing your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Per game for number 44 in maroon. She's coming off of 62 career double-doubles for Concord under head coach Tesla Southcott and she is certainly going to be the emphasis of this West Virginia State defense this evening. On the other side for the Yellow Jackets, Bailey Goins leads the way. The senior from Nitro, West Virginia, 5'10", averaging 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Joined in the backcourt by Genesee Bird, sophomore, 5'8", from Denver, Colorado, a transfer from South Carolina State. Playing just 12 minutes per game so far this season, but she draws the start this evening, along with Letitia Paris, 5'8" senior from Nashville, Tennessee. Her second season with West Virginia State is her best so far. 9 points, 5 rebounds per contest. And in the front court, Lillian Jackson, the senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, standing 6 foot, a transfer from Grambling State, coming in with nearly 12 points and 11 rebounds per game. And Amani Hickman, a transfer from this Concord program, also in the lineup for West Virginia State, the 6-foot senior from Huntington, West Virginia, 13.6 points, 6.2 rebounds per contest. It's Concord winning the opening tip, and this is Stubbs working the right baseline into the corner. Here's a look at 3 for Scales. It's left short, rebounded by West Virginia State. It's Bird walking it over midcourt to set things. To the head of the key it goes for Hickman. That'll be a matchup to watch, her and Smith. They look inside for Hickman, middle of the lane, working with the left hand, spins back to her right, off the window and drops it in. Amani Hickman averaged double figures for this Concord team a year ago, 11.6 rebounds. Right around those numbers through 6 games, make it 5 for West Virginia State as well. Left wing, this is Scales on the attack, steps through on her defender Paris and puts in the teardrop for 2. Bird handles the point for West Virginia State, picked up by Scales as she crosses midcourt. West Virginia State with a minute gone, looking to set things. Bird to her right, pulls up at the elbow. That one off back iron, chases her own rebound. A whistle and a foul will send us the other way. And it's going to be Concord basketball, 3-3 on the season, coming off of a loss Monday against Ferrum. That's Tesla Southcott's alma mater. Not able to pick up the win against Ferrum, which just moved to Division II this year. Scales working down onto the left wing, sizing up Paris. Stops on a dime, finds a teammate at the free throw line for a moment. It's poked loose by Bird, down to the floor after it. Whitney Bays tried to call timeout, but it's dual possession on the held ball. It'll go to West Virginia State. Good hustle there by both Bird and Paris, getting down to the floor after it. And it's Yellow Jacket basketball. Lillian Jackson to inbound it, the transfer from Grambling State, averaging a double-double, 11 and 11 for her this season. Bird to set the offense for the Yellow Jackets, 90 seconds gone, just 4 points total on the board. Goins with a screen from Hickman, working right of the lane, stops, fires, left it short, chasing her own rebound down. It's poked loose by Zolkowski, who's tied up by Jackson. Will get another held ball, this one the other way. A little bit of a feeling out process here for these two teams. Conference opener for both. West Virginia State 2-3. Concord 3-3. Got a double team out on the wing as it comes back to Scales around for Smith on the right side. She'll attack down the baseline, finds Smith inside. First touch for Abby Smith, an easy bucket. And now a steal on the inbound, taken away and put in by Scales. Concord picking up the full court pressure. Hickman got it into Bird, pass deflected. She'll push it up the other way, 4-on-4. Picked up top of the key by Zolkowski, down to the block, off the back of the rim, won't go. And Zolkowski, the Marshall transfer, pulls it in. Played sparingly for the Thundering Herd over 3 seasons, but has made an impact here early for Concord. Jumper from the right side, missed by Scales. Jackson rebounds for West Virginia State. Out to Goins, and the Yellow Jackets will settle the pace with Bird to set things. Ajane Young's gone to the scorer's table for the Yellow Jackets, set to come into the next dead ball. Bird working right of the circle. Some confusion here. Goins and Jackson both in the same area. They'll get it to Jackson, hand off Paris. 8 on the shot clock, need to go to work. Paris attacks left side, lost the handle, out of bounds. It's a little bit of a struggle offensively here early for West Virginia State. Whitney Bays will be the first to go to the bench. And it is Paris coming in for Bird. Make that Young in for Bird. Young averaging 12 points, 4.5 rebounds. Primarily a starter so far. Bird in the opening lineup tonight, but Paris can do the job as well as Young, and it's Paris clearing the rebound the other way on the miss from Concord. Out high for Hickman, around onto the right wing. First touch off the bench for Young. A couple dribbles, fires straight on. Clanks off back iron. And Smith has the rebound for Concord. This is Smith with it for Concord, off to Zolkowski. She can hit the three, and she will. Ninth three-pointer of the season for Olivia Zolkowski. Makes it a 9-2 game, coming up on 4 minutes gone. Young handling the point off the bench. Substitutions coming for both teams at the next dead ball. Hickman straight away. Fakes the handoff to Goins. Puts it down a couple times. 17-footer rims out. Paris had the rebound for a moment. Instead it tipped to Smith, and back comes Concord. Stubbs on the attack. Left side, high off the window and in. And Whitney Bays wants a timeout. 5:58 to go here in the opening quarter. West Virginia State blitzed early by Concord. The Yellow Jackets struggling offensively, and the Mountain Lions making it happen with some turnovers. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. This is West Virginia State women's basketball on MEC TV.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
West Virginia State University women's basketball is on MEC TV. I'm Daniel Woods. 11-2, the lead for Concord to open up this Mountain East Conference opener for both of these teams. The 11-2 run powered by 4 starters, all on the board so far. Kenya Stubbs leading the way with 4. The sophomore from Hanford, California, the transfer from Glenville State, making an impact early. Couple of substitutions here for Concord out of the timeout. One for West Virginia State in as well. Kenley Rogers has checked into the game for the Yellow Jackets. Alexis Frazee into the game for Concord, along with Nasiah Smith, freshman from not far from here in Charleston. Young on the attack, bounces inside for Hickman, turns over the right shoulder, kissed it off the window, puts it in. First 4 points for West Virginia State belong to Amani Hickman. Stubbs attacking left side of the lane, turns the corner on Young, puts it in for 2. Young quickly back the other way. And an illegal screen called against Hickman will send us back the other way. Rogers came off the screen firing, but an offensive foul called against the Yellow Jackets. Stubbs runs the point for Concord, met at the top of the key by Young, working to her left off the screen from Smith. Down to the baseline, turns her back and retreats out behind the three-point line. Skips it right side, Frazee from three-point range. That one's missed long, chased by Jackson, and a push foul called as she went after it. Knocked Stubbs into the West Virginia State bench. And that's team foul number 3 against the Yellow Jackets. Make it team foul number 2. And it's going to be Stubbs to inbound to Scales straight away, attacking on Jackson. Turned away, back out for Stubbs. Smith sealed inside and said Stubbs going to attack. She's surrounded, spins to her left hand, puts up the wild shot, but Hickman rebounds for the Yellow Jackets. Outlet to Young. Working across midcourt will set things up for Hickman, right of the circle. Going to try the 3, missed it left side. Rebound cleared by Frazee for Concord. Coming off a season high 11 points against Ferrum. 3-point shooter off the bench for this Mountain Lions team. Into the high post, Smith, the shot fake working on Hickman. Picked up the dribble, nowhere to go with it. Skips it out left side. Attacking down the baseline is Smith. Out right side for Scales, looking underneath for Abby Smith. Lost the handle out of bounds. And Smitch is going to come back in for Concord. First breather here for Kenya Stubbs. Has really been impressive. 6 points to lead Concord so far. Full court pressure picked up as it comes into Rogers. And Frazee retreats. Rogers on the attack with the left hand. Turns the corner, off the window, and 2 for Kenley Rogers. East Fairmont High School product for West Virginia State, the sophomore. Getting aggressive already off the bench. Nearly came up with a steal. It comes out high. Looking inside for Smith. Deflected, stolen by Hickman. Pass just a little too tall. And she can handle it herself a bit. Brings it over midcourt. They'll set things in a handoff with Goins. Goins straight away. High post for Jackson. Into Hickman at the free throw line. Going one-on-one on Smith. Attacks with the left hand. Off the glass for 2 more. Amani Hickman's got 6 of West Virginia State's 8. The Yellow Jackets have scored 4 straight. It's a 5-point game. Lacey Smith set to check into the next dead ball for Concord. This is Smitch on the attack right side. Lost her footing. Was able to shovel it to Smith, who skips out high for Frazee. An open look at the triple. It's an air ball out of bounds. Back to West Virginia State. 3:05 to go. Opening quarter, the Yellow Jackets trail it by 5. Down by as much as 9 here in the first quarter. Young working left of the circle for West Virginia State. Over to Jackson, attacking, turns the corner on Smith and lays it in. Concord now with a scoring drought of over 2 minutes. It's a 6-0 run for West Virginia State. Smith used up the dribble out for Frazee. Inside Abby Smith. This is the bread and butter. She puts it up, draws the foul, and will shoot a pair. Abby Smith, the senior from Little Hocking, Ohio. 3-time all-conference selection in the Mountain East. Get a substitution here for both teams. For West Virginia State, Jessica Osuana in for Hickman. Smith has come in for Concord, and we'll get a change here after the free throws for Smith. First shot on the way is good. She is sharp at the free throw line, 80% on the season, and ranks 6th all-time at Concord in free throw percentage. So she can get it done on the inside, draws plenty of fouls, and makes plenty of free throws as a result. Sinks both of them. Zolkowski will come back into the lineup for Concord, so a little bit of a smaller look. Trinity Henderson's come in as well. 6-foot sophomore will guard Jackson. This is Rogers breaking the pressure as she's picked up. And it comes to Jackson now right side for Goins. Osuana working into the screen with Young. She attacks hard. That one won't fall. Osuana's got the rebound. Puts it up with the left hand. That one won't go either. Young clears it out for West Virginia State. Double team to the corner, gets it to Rogers. Looking underneath for Osuana, who's held by Zolkowski. And it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball after the first foul here against Concord. That foul on Hickman was her second down on the other end for West Virginia State, so going to have to keep an eye on that situation for the Yellow Jackets. Inbound baseline right to Goins. She attacks on Stubbs, who's returned. Back out for Young. Looking inside again for Osuana, who's got the size advantage. Instead, she'll pop the three. Left it short. Rebound Henderson. Quickly up the floor to Stubbs. Nobody picks her up. Gets it into the lane. Now turned back by Jackson. Kept the dribble alive. Got around her with the crossover. Nice move to the hoop. And Concord back ahead by 7. Jackson nearly lost it. Gets it to Young to set things here for West Virginia State. Smith already back at the scorer's table for Concord. He plays close to 31 minutes a game. Used up the dribble, finds Osuana high post. She's going to try the 17-footer. Missed it right side. Good defense from Zolkowski. And Stubbs back the other way, under 90 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Attacks again. That one's rejected. Jackson saves it inbounds. Rogers heads the other way, 3-on-3. Can't get away from the defensive smidge, though. She's been dogged at the point of attack. It goes right side for Jackson. She wants to clear things out. Gets a screen from Osuwano. One dribble, fires the long two, and that one drops in. First bucket for Lillian Jackson. Grambling State transfer has State back within 5, under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Zolkowski left alone, straight on three, got another. Can't leave a 42% three-point shooter alone, and that's exactly what Olivia Zolkowski is. Buried it from straight away. Rogers back for West Virginia State to set things. Around right side for Young, barking directions, nearly poked away. Gets a screen from Jackson, now double-teamed. Out to Osuwano, 14 on the shot clock. She screens now for Rogers. High post Jackson. Out for Young. Attacks with the left hand. Fires it from 17. Air ball. Awkward shot there late in the shot clock for West Virginia State. 15 seconds to go here. Concord can hold for the final shot. Left of the circle. Stubbs guarded by Goins. Attacks down to the baseline. Out Zolkowski. Another open look at three. She got it again. 3 first quarter threes for Olivia Zolkowski has Concord out to an 11-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And we will go to the second with the Mountain Lions up by double digits. This is West Virginia State women's basketball on Mountain East TV.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
10 minutes down in Institute. Concord with an 11-point lead over West Virginia State. Olivia Zolkowski 3 for 3 from the field, 3 for 3 from 3, and 9 points for the Mountain Lions. She's responsible for most of that lead. 17 points between her and Kenya Stubbs in that first quarter. West Virginia State had it back within 5, but back-to-back Zolkowski threes closed out that opening quarter. And it will be West Virginia State ball out of the break. Amani Hickman back in for West Virginia State with 2 fouls. Saw Jessica Osuwano there a bit at the end of the first quarter, but she was the one guarding Zolkowski when she hit those 2 shots from distance and did not have the level of defense that Whitney Bays was looking for. Here's a quick hitter to the hoop from Young. Her shot blocked out of bounds. Zolkowski sliding over on that one as well. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. 18 on the shot clock. Quickly into Jackson. Takes the 17-footer. Missed it. Long rebound. Tip controlled by Paris. Shot clock resets to 20. Hickman to Jackson. Shovels it out in the corner. Young working with the left hand. Stops at the free throw line. Knocks it down from 15. Ajane Young first bucket. Now a steal. Here's Goins. One-on-one with Zolkowski. Takes it into the defender's body. Wouldn't go. Paris on the follow-up. Couldn't finish it. And back comes Stubbs. It's 2-on-2. Hickman, the last defender, back. She steps through. Couldn't put it in either. And Hickman returns for West Virginia State to pull down the rebound. Back to single digits. 23-14. 9 minutes to go until halftime. Young directing traffic. Gets the screen from Jackson. Back to Hickman straight away. Working on Smith, hop step through the lane, shot blocked. Smith took it away from her. And now a steal in the backcourt again. Goins got into the passing lane, uncontested to the hoop, lays it in. First basket for West Virginia State's leading scorer, Bailey Goins, averaging a touch over 15 points per game so far. Nitro High School product. Right side, this is Scales. Looking inside to Smith, has the size advantage on Jackson. It doesn't matter, her shot's blocked out of bounds. Did another substitution for Concord. Cadence Blackburn checks in, freshman from Copperston, West Virginia, part of that dynastic Wyoming East high school program. It comes into Zulkowski, working down the baseline, stepped around Goins, put it in. Zulkowski averages just shy of 11. She's already there. And now a long pass. Paris had to try to save in bounds. Is taken the other way by Blackburn. Up the floor to Scales. Nobody picks her up in transition. Tries the three. Rebound Hickman. Young jogs it over midcourt. Hickman around for Paris. They'll go pick and roll to the free throw line. Out for Jackson. Thought about the 3. Foot on the line. Tries it. That's a 2. And Lillian Jackson with that long-range jumper has the Jackets within 7 again. Pulls the ball way back on the release, but if it goes, it goes. 7:40 to go until halftime. Zulkowski attacking around Hickman, inside for Smith, backing down on Jackson. Got her off her feet. She'll shoot a couple free throws. First foul here in the second quarter against West Virginia State. It's the second on Jackson. So not only is Abby Smith causing problems for the Yellow Jackets in terms of putting points on the board, she's causing problems in terms of getting West Virginia State players in foul trouble. Smith back to the free throw line. Mentioned at the start of this one, 62 career double-doubles. She's got 4 20-point double-doubles in 6 games this season. First free throw up and in. First team All-MEC, second team All-Region last year with 17 points, 11 rebounds per game. She's now 4 for 4 at the line. And Frazie's going to come back in to replace Zulkowski. Full court pressure here from Concord. Smith drop back. They lob it over the top to Young. Here she comes into the lane. Scoops it up with the left hand, wouldn't go. Offensive rebound, Hickman can't get it to go. Rebound, Paris, bumped, fouled. Stubbs reaching in on her. And it'll stay on this end with West Virginia State. First foul against Stubbs. And Paris will throw it in baseline right for the Yellow Jackets. Looking out high, falls to Young. Down to 17 on the shot clock. Picked up the dribble, back around to Paris, left of the circle. Foul line extended. Rogers off the screen. Inside, Hickman's got position. Pass was too high, deflected and stolen. Smith takes it the other way, up the floor for Stubbs. Back to Frazee to reset around Blackburn. And straight away Stubbs again. 17 on the shot clock. She attacks, nearly poked free by Goins. Pulls it back out high. Keeps that dribble down in the right hand. Picks it up now. Skipped out Blackburn left side. Into the high post for Smith. Wants to attack on Hickman. Pass deflected. Looking for Scales in the backdoor cut. Hickman got a hand in the passing lane. Rogers the other way. Deficit is 9 for West Virginia State. Hand off to Paris. Down the lane. Gets around Frazee. Put it off the bottom of the backboard. Smith's got it for Concord. Out to Scales. Picked up by Rogers, working into the free throw line. Out for Frazee. Smith comes to the elbow. They want to run everything through her, working on Hickman. Spins left hand, shot blocked, took it out of her hand. Good defense from Hickman to not foul. And now Paris isn't picked up. She takes it down the lane, couldn't finish it over Frazee. Did well to rotate over late. Extra pass into the corner. Blackburn thought about pulling the trigger on the 3. Instead swings it back to Stubbs, who will try one. That arcs high off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound. Smith in on Hickman. Puts it up. Can't finish it. Rebound deflected by Rogers. Goins tried to save it. She stepped on the baseline. Zulkowski and Smith back for Concord. That'll send Smith and Scales to the bench. Couple of new faces for West Virginia State. Falia Bright into the game for the first time, along with Ellie Clausen. Bright, the freshman from Riviera Beach, Florida. Clausen, a transfer from Utah Tech, a sophomore from Sterling, Alberta, Canada. Zulkowski working on Hickman, left it short. Hickman yanks down the rebound. 5.5 minutes to go. Bright will have it for the Jackets quickly across midcourt. All the way into the lane on Stubbs, lost the handle, and now a foul called as Clausen dove after it. And it's going to stay with Concord after the foul. Another change for West Virginia State. Delaney Brooks coming into the game. Sophomore from Wayne, West Virginia. Zolkowski in there at the 5 for Concord. West Virginia State's going to size down a little bit. Not really a true big out there for either team. They post Zolkowski up inside, can't get it to her. They're really trying to work it into the post. Instead, Smich on the attack, out for Blackburn. Picked it up, skipped it to Frazee. Whipped back across for Smich, down the baseline. Gets around her defender, but couldn't put it in. Rebound tipped out high. Blackburn controls, knocked to the floor as she gives it off to Stubbs, who splits two defenders and kisses it off the glass for two. Bucket for Kenya Stubbs. Makes it an 11-point game. Rogers, with a left-hand dribble, spins back to the right, nearly lost it, got it back in the lane, puts it up over Smich, couldn't get it to go. And the rebound the other way. Quickly across midcourt. Finds Stubbs again. Zolkowski on the smaller Bright, couldn't get it to her. Back into the corner for Frazee. And Zolkowski pops out now. Attacking that closeout. Out to Smich, a shot fake. Got Young off her feet, back out for Stubbs. High arcing three off the back of the rim. And Clausen rebounds West Virginia State. Bright in transition. Had it poked loose, has to chase it down, back out high for Clausen. Around left side, Rogers, one dribble, deep three, didn't hit anything. Off the backboard, Stubbs dribbled it off of a foot, got it back. Blackburn was by herself underneath, never saw her. Stubbs into the lane, kicked out Frazee. Back to Smich, will reset. Right side, Blackburn, 13 on the shot clock. Zolkowski with a hand in her face, tries the three, nearly banked it in. Would have been a heck of a heat check there. Instead, it's Bright the other way for West Virginia State. Off right side, Rogers, back to Bright to reset. 3.5 minutes until halftime. Concord leads by the same margin that it did at the end of the first quarter. Here's Clausen for a straightaway three. Missed off the right side, rebound Concord. Lobbed up the floor, Blackburn 3-on-2. Traverses the lane, out for Frazee. Open look at three, swish. Alexis Frazee has played limited minutes to start the year, but had her best game of the season Monday against Ferrum. And she knocks down her first three there. Young had it poked free. Clausen picks it up top of the key. That jumper's pure. Fortuitous bounce there for West Virginia State. For Ellie Clausen to knock it down from straight away. Substitutions coming for both teams at the next dead ball. Stubbs bounced underneath Zolkowski on Clausen. Spins over the left shoulder and scores. Big night for Zolkowski already. 13 points on 4 of 6 shooting. And that 14 points is the margin for Concord, 34-20. Young to Clausen, left side Bright. Attacks down the baseline. Off balance, off the window, and she's fouled. Leah Bright headed to the free throw line. We'll get those substitutions in now. 4 changes for Concord, 2 for West Virginia State, but not before a timeout on the floor. 2:20 to go until halftime. Concord leads West Virginia State 34-22. This is Yellow Jacket women's basketball on MEC TV.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The Health Plan. Here for you.
12-point lead for Concord. Falia Bright can make it 11 for West Virginia State after the and one bucket. Substitutions for both teams out of the timeout. Jessica Osuwana has returned for West Virginia State as the free throw is no good. Emily Anthony's checked in for the first time as well. 4 changes for Concord. Abby Smith into the game. The only player still on the floor is Alexis Frazee, who hits her second three-pointer of the first half and makes it a 15-point game. Long pass up to Anthony for West Virginia State. Inside for Osuwana. Follow-away jumper missed everything. Rebounded inside Bright. She couldn't put it in. Second chance, Osuwana scores. Scales back in for Concord along with Abby Smith, Nasiah Smith, and Lacey Smith. 3 Smiths all from different places. Scales alone on the right side to Lacey Smith in the corner. Tries the 3. That one missed long. Offensive rebound. Abby Smith scores. Back to a 15-point lead with 90 seconds to go here in the opening half. Osuwana with position inside. Working on Smith. Double team comes. There's the follow-away jumper again. Left it short. Frazee with a long pass up to Scales, who couldn't finish it. Rebounded by West Virginia State's Brooks. Up ahead, Bright on the attack. In on Smith. Bumped and fouled. 2 free throws coming for Falia Bright of West Virginia State. Has brought a little spark here off the bench. The freshman. Has gone to the free throw line twice now. Hit a tough bucket on that first try. Couldn't make the free throw, couldn't make that one either. 2 players in double figures for Concord. That's Zolkowski and Stubbs. They're both on the bench. Second shot for Bright is good. 1 minute to play in the half. Frazee across midcourt. Looking inside for Smith. Lost her footing, loose on the floor, out of bounds. West Virginia State gets the basketball back. Osuwana doing enough there to wall off, and Smith got her momentum going too far one way. Anthony got around Nasiah Smith, takes it right to the lane, couldn't finish it. Osuwana with the rebound, puts it back up and in. Little jumper from the right side of the lane. Second bucket for Osuwana. Deficit back to 12. They look inside for Abby Smith. Position in deep against Osuwana. Puts it up. Didn't have an angle to put it in. Rebound knocked away from Osuwana out of bounds. She touched it last. Inbound to come. Baseline left here from Lacey Smith for Concord. Finds Scales inside. Used up the dribble, needs to find a teammate. Out to Frazee. Back to Scales, 20 in the half, 15 on the shot clock. Still some time to work with here. Left side Scales. Pass deflected, looked inside for Smith. Osuwana knocked it away, but Brooks couldn't keep it in bounds. Concord will get another bite at the apple here with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Frazee to throw it in, gets it to Smith, right back to Frazee. Quick trigger 3, that one missed long. Rebounded by Bright, 8 seconds to go for West Virginia State. The freshman quickly up the floor, shovels it off left side. Brooks puts it in for 2. West Virginia State with some momentum at the half. Good defense on one end from Osuwana, turns into a bucket at the other end for Delaney Brooks. And Falia Bright running the show for West Virginia State, 39-29. The score at the half, Concord ahead of West Virginia State by 10. This is Yellow Jacket women's basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
Stubbs, 8 for Abby Smith to go with 7 rebounds, 6 points for Alexis Frazee and a couple of 3-pointers, and 2 for Kennedy Scales. For West Virginia State, a little more balanced, 6 points each for Lillian Jackson and Amani Hickman, who both spent a lot of that first half on the bench with 2 fouls. 4 points for Jessica Osuana, 3 for Philea Bright, and 2 each for Kenley Rogers, Delaney Brooks, Ellie Clausen, Ajay Young, and Bailey Goins. Goins certainly somebody West Virginia State's going to want to get going. Leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets at a touch over 15 points per game. Took just 3 shots in the first half, made a layup. And as it stands right now, the Yellow Jackets trail it by 10, led by 11 at the end of the first quarter did Concord. Now that deficit for West Virginia State is 10. It'll be Concord basketball out of the halftime break with the starters back on the floor. That's Smitch with Zolkowski, Smith, Scales, and Stubbs. Much bigger lineup for West Virginia State and a very different lineup for West Virginia State here to start the second half. Bright out there, the freshman at the point. They've got Osuana in the middle along with Hickman, Goins, and Jackson from the starting lineup. So Whitney Bayes going with a little bit of a different look here to start the half. This is Smitch on the attack. Puts it off the glass and in. Full court pressure here from Concord as it comes to Bright to break the pressure over midcourt. Bright working back to her left. Nearly picked up the dribble, was able to keep it down. 15 seconds, goes into the high post for Jackson. Screen from Osuana, 1 dribble jumper, left it short. Chases the rebound, knocked away from Osuana. And it comes down to Stubbs for Concord. Kenya Stubbs lightning quick into the front court, gives it off for Scales, poked loose by Hickman. And it'll stay on this end with Concord. Hickman really most impressive player for West Virginia State on the offensive end in the first half, but limited to 12 minutes because of foul trouble. Zulkowski guarded by her. She takes it into the lane, turned around. Osuwana couldn't get it to go. Second chance blocked by Jackson. Now ripped away by Zulkowski, who gets a third crack at it and scores. And Jackson, make that bright, trying to work out of traffic, is fouled in the backcourt. Just over a minute gone here in the third quarter. Concord with the first 4 points of the second half. Goins to throw it in, needs to find somebody, and now we get a foul called on Bright, trying to free herself up. Called for the push on Stubbs. Offensive foul back to Concord. Rogers quickly coming to the scorer's table for West Virginia State. And it looks like Bright's cameo here to start the second half is going to be a short one. Rogers back in. West Virginia State looking for answers at that point guard spot. Bird got the start but played precious few minutes there in the first half as Smith couldn't put it in. Rebound Osuwana. Outlet it up to Rogers. Harassed by Stubbs, needs to break the timeline. Now she does. Jackson tried to screen for her, but Stubbs glued to her hip. Comes right side for Jackson. Working one-on-one with Scales. Got around her. Shot blocked from behind. Got a rebound back. It's poked loose out off the baseline. West Virginia State ball. Rogers throwing it in for the Yellow Jackets. Lobbed high to Goins. Jackson back to Goins. An open look at three off the Hickman screen. Just rimmed out. Smith with the rebound quickly out to Smitch for Concord. Picked it up, now Stubbs. Working on Rogers, down onto the block, drew two, trying to find Smith, went through her hands, got it back, knocked Hickman down and scored. Smith gets such good position down inside, and Hickman couldn't root her out. 6-0 run for Concord to start the second half. Hickman now for Goins. Straight away Jackson. Around for Rogers. Got past Stubbs. Scooped it up. Couldn't put it in. Stubbs looking to extend the run. Nobody picked her up. Takes it to the hoop. Couldn't get it to go. Goins the rebound for West Virginia State. Hickman sealed inside on Zulkowski. They get it to her. Spins back right. Drew the foul. She'll shoot a couple. Frazee to the scorer's table for Concord. Ajane Young and Letitia Paris set to come back in for West Virginia State. Nasiah Smith going to come in for Concord as well. Zulkowski out and Scales out. Rogers and Osuwana head to the bench for West Virginia State. Hickman to the free throw line, 65% shooter at the stripe. Spent 1 year last year with Concord as she sinks the first 2 years of her college career at Shawan. Started 41 of the 50 games she played there. 8.7 rebounds per game. Started most of the year last year for Concord as well. Makes both free throws. And now some full court pressure from West Virginia State. 1-2-2. That one batted out of bounds. Goins and Paris coming together to try to trap that one. Front court inbound here. It's still against the 1-2-2, just in the half court here with pressure out high from Paris. Frazee right side, skipped over for Smitch, into the corner for Smith. Underneath for a cutting Stubbs. Had it poked loose, tied up by Goins, held ball West Virginia State. Full court pressure again here from Concord. It comes into Young. Now back to Jackson. Quickly up the floor to Paris. Still plenty of time to work with here for West Virginia State. Paris into the lane. 12-footer, got it. And now they pick up in the backcourt again. Stubbs trying to get away from Paris. Now trapped by Goins. Still trying to navigate her way out of it. She does, and Tesla Southcott wants a timeout. Did not like the way her team handled the pressure. West Virginia State with a little bit of a spark, trails by 12, 45-33. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. This is West Virginia State women's basketball on MEC TV.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
6:41 to go, third quarter. West Virginia State snapping a Concord run back within 12. Letitia Paris with the bucket. West Virginia State defense turned up a little bit here with a change from head coach Whitney Bays. Went to the 1-2-2 zone, and it's paid dividends the last couple of trips down the floor. Concord getting a timeout from head coach Tesla Southcott. You expect probably going to change the look here in the half court that West Virginia State sees, and it's Kylie Smith to inbound it. Out high for Kenya Stubbs. West Virginia State in more of a matchup look here. Has gone back man-to-man. Inside for Abby Smith, working on Hickman. Shot partially blocked. A late whistle and a couple free throws. Coming for Abby Smith. Again, just backed into position on Hickman. Hickman got a hand on it, but they're going to get the foul. That's her third. Team foul number 2 on West Virginia State. Abby Smith is perfect at the free throw line, 4 for 4. She's in double figures with 10 points, and the first shot is good. She's already put her name all over the record book at Concord, second all-time in field goal percentage, 4th in rebounding, 5th in block shots, 7th in made field goals, 6th in free throw percentage, and 11th all-time in scoring. Have to think he's going to get closer to the top of that list by the end of the year as well, with 4 20-point performances already. Paris at the head of the key, inside for Hickman. This has turned into a battle. She turns, can't put it in. Paris couldn't tip it home. Rebound knocked loose. Paris got it back, steps through on Frazee and puts it in. Letitia Paris with the last 4 for West Virginia State. Still a 12-point game. Frazee, left wing. Top of the key, Nasiah Smith. Cadence Blackburn's come in. Her first shot of the night's a 3, and it's good. Open look, and now back in transition comes Goins for West Virginia State. Hangs in the air and puts it in. Second basket for Bailey Goins. First here in the second half. See if she can get going before this one's through. Blackburn out for Frazee. Into the corner for Smith. She's taken a few threes this season, and she hits that one. 5 3-pointers attempted this season, now 6. Abby Smith's hit 2 of them. And the lead's up to 16. Inside for Jackson, bumped by Nasiah Smith. She takes it to the hoop, puts it off the glass, and draws the foul. West Virginia State side of things not happy with a no call there, as they thought Jackson was bumped as she came out to meet the basketball. She'll get a couple free throws out of it, though. The transfer from Grambling State, perfect at the line so far this season, 12 of 12. Again, dealt with some foul trouble in the first half, makes the free throw. Now 7 points, 3 rebounds for her. Second shot on the way. That one's good too. 14 for 14 at the free throw line to start the year for Lillian Jackson. Concord breaks the pressure. Scales not picked up. Takes it in on Hickman. Shot affected. Rebounded by Young. Back comes West Virginia State. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third. Off to Goins on the right side. Hand down from Blackburn. Takes the three. It just slips out. And Zilkowski rebounds to slow the pace for Concord. 14-point lead. Nobody picked up. Scales across the lane. Shot blocked by Jackson. Up to Goins. West Virginia State with numbers. 4 on 3. Goins attacks, hangs, can't get it to go. Zolkowski the rebound again. Blackburn going to set things here. Rogers to the scorer's table for West Virginia State. Foul line extended left side. Scales back to Frazee. Zolkowski pops out. Driving on Hickman. Poked loose. It falls to Scales. Open for three. Long rebound. Paris for West Virginia State. Double team, gets it up to Hickman. Quick one up the floor to Jackson. 2-on-1. One dribble. 15-footer. Got it. Lillian Jackson in double figures. The first for West Virginia State with 10. Now a trap in the backcourt. Scales gets it to Frazee. Up the floor, Nasiah Smith. Dribble back, tries the three off the nose of the rim. Zolkowski yanks in the rebound, just outworked Hickman for it. No, they'll get her for the foul. Thought initially they were going to get Hickman for that one. Coming in down low on Zolkowski. Instead, they get Zolkowski going over Hickman's back. And she hooked her and reached across. So you see it on the replay. Tesla Southcott didn't necessarily like the call, but it is West Virginia State basketball, and that will take us to a timeout on the floor. 3:46 to go here in the third quarter. Concord leads West Virginia State by 12. This is MEC Women's Basketball on Mountain East TV.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
12-point game, 3:46 to play in the third quarter. West Virginia State showing some life after Concord scored the first 6 points of this third quarter. The Yellow Jackets have outscored the Mountain Lions 12-8. But it's still a 12-point deficit that was 10 at halftime. Still the full court press from Concord. It comes into Ajane Young for West Virginia State. And Amani Hickman frees her up with a screen. Half-court set here for West Virginia State, 20 on the shot clock. High screen comes from Hickman. Young hesitates, backs it on Blackburn, and puts it off the window for two. Contorted her body to find the angle. Now Stubbs has her pass deflected. It rolls down to Blackburn, back to Stubbs. 3 seconds to get it over midcourt. Getting around Rogers, and there's the 10-second violation. Stubbs tried to bring it up on the dribble even after the deflection and just ran out of time. West Virginia State bench fired up. 3:17 to go here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets can get back within single digits for the first time since late in the second quarter. Rogers into the high post for Jackson. Fakes a handoff, gets a screen from Hickman. Thought about the pull-up, cut off well by the defender Henderson. Out to Paris, inside Hickman, turns and scores over the right shoulder. Quick move from Hickman makes it an 8-point game. Paris with another deflection, it falls to Stubbs. Rogers can't keep her in front, she's trapped, run out of bounds by Jackson, who they'll get for the foul. Jackson slid her feet, cut off the angle, they just ran out of room. And they'll get her for the blocking foul. May have stuck her hips out into Stubbs as well. That's the third on Jackson. And it'll be Concord basketball with 2:48 to go here in the third. Stubbs needs to find somebody, gets it to Smith, looking inside for Abby Smith. She's defended well by Hickman. Smith on the attack. Picked up the dribble to Smith, going to try another three. This one from the same corner. Left it short, up over the backboard, out of play. Smith knocked down her first three-pointer of the night just a couple minutes ago. Decided to have another bite at the apple, but that one wouldn't fall. West Virginia State trails by 8, can bring it even closer here. Jackson quickly up the floor to Hickman. Wants to go to work on Smith. Crossover right hand into the lane. Shot partially blocked and a foul called now. That foul called out high as Hickman took it in. Smith looked like she blocked it cleanly but bumped her with the body. Steve Lazaroff making the call from the opposite side. 8-0 run for West Virginia State and a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes now for Concord. Hickman got the friendly roll on the first free throw. 2:24 to play, third quarter. Smallest lead for Concord in quite a while. And now it's down to 6. And now Smith nearly lost the handle. Double team, skips it over into the front court from Henderson to Stubbs. Met by Jackson. Hickman reaching in, couldn't come up with the steal. 2:10 to go here in the third. Henderson left alone. Lob pass inside, couldn't finish. Hickman rebounds. West Virginia State headed the other way. Hickman across midcourt, skipped out Young. Into the corner, Paris left alone for three. She got it! Just the 5th three-point attempt of the season for Letitia Paris, but it goes down, and it's a three-point game. Smith runs into Rogers, lost the ball. Stubbs picked it up, and now a whistle and a foul on the floor. Stubbs was bumped by Hickman as they both went to the floor for it, and they're going to call Hickman for the foul. That is team foul number 5 on West Virginia State, and it will put Kenya Stubbs at the free throw line. Goins back in for Hickman. Rather, they'll call it a player control foul, so no free throws coming. Instead, it's Concord ball out high, 20 on the shot clock, 1:40 to go here in the third. Stubbs to the elbow. Inside for Smith, guarded by Jackson. Paris reaching in, made her pick it up. Out for Lacey Smith, the three's an air ball. Rebounded by Goins. A three would tie it for West Virginia State. Up to Jackson. Working the right side, crosses over left hand. Here's the mid-range jumper, another one in. Back to a 1-point game. 13-0. Make it 15-0 the run for West Virginia State. Stubbs across Henderson. Smith top of the key, double team. Back out for Stubbs. Coming up on a minute to play here in the third. Stubbs down the baseline. Turned away by Goins, ball poked free, out of bounds to Concord. West Virginia State back from the dead. A 15-0 run over the last 4 minutes. And Concord hasn't scored in 4.5. Stubbs pops out, looking inside for Smith, can't get it to her, drives with the left, that one won't go. Goins tips the rebound, Rogers couldn't control it. It falls to Lacey Smith inside for Stubbs, working on Goins, got her off her feet. That one won't drop either. Abby Smith tips the rebound, it's out of bounds, and last touched by Young for West Virginia State. Frazee and Scales coming back for Concord. Smith and Henderson out. Jackson's made it hard on Smith in there with her physical play here since Hickman had to go out with her 4th foul. Stubbs works off the screen, steps back for a left side three, off the nose of the rim, rebound Jackson. West Virginia State can take the lead. Pass down the floor, Paris steps through the lane and puts it in. A 17-0 run has put West Virginia State in the lead for the first time. Up the floor, Scales looking inside for Smith, couldn't get it to her. Skipped over for Frazee. Shot clock dark with 15 seconds to go in the third. Smith working on Jackson, steps through to her left, off the glass and in. Tough move for Abby Smith. Long pass ahead for Paris is deflected. Stolen by Lacey Smith. Knocked away by Goins, off of Smith's legs, out of bounds. And with 1.7 seconds here on the clock, West Virginia State will have a chance to retake the lead going into the fourth. Going to have to be something quick. Rogers into Goins. She's just going to let the clock go. And that will take us to the fourth. West Virginia State closes the third quarter on a 17-2 run and trails by a single point, headed to the fourth. 10 minutes of basketball left. This is West Virginia State women's basketball on Mountain East TV.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Headed to the fourth, West Virginia State and Concord all of a sudden in a dogfight as the Yellow Jackets close the third quarter on a 17-2 run. Briefly took their first lead of the game at 54-53. I should say their first lead since 2-0. 54-53, that was with 31 seconds left in the third quarter. So 55-54 is the score as we go to the fourth. West Virginia State sends Bailey Goins, Letitia Paris, Ajane Young, Kenley Rogers, and Bailey Goins onto the floor. For Concord, it's Kennedy Scales, Olivia Zolkowski, Abby Smith, Kylie Smitch, and Alexis Frazee. For Concord, Frazee left alone for a moment out on the side. Now a skip pass across, deflected by Goins. Falls to Smitch down to the baseline. Out for Scales, working that left hand against West Virginia State's 3-2 zone. Smitch right side. Now double team, works into the corner for Zolkowski, driving on Goins. 8 on the shot clock. Jackson reaches in, ripped it away from her. West Virginia State ball. Ahead up the floor to Young, 3-on-3. Here come the Jackets. Young around Smitch, had her shot blocked, but she fouled her down low. And 2 free throws are coming for Ajane Young of West Virginia State. Not the most prolific night offensively for Young, just 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting, but a couple of big free throws coming here. And she does shoot 88% at the stripe. I wonder when you'll see Amani Hickman back in for West Virginia State dealing with those 4 fouls. First shot good for Young, will tie the game. 9:28 to go here in the fourth. Second shot up and in. West Virginia State back in front, 56-55. And the full court pressure still on. Scales to Zolkowski. Up for Smitch, who breaks the timeline with a couple seconds to spare. Rogers comes out to double team. They get it to Scales. High post Zolkowski. Skipped out for the shooter, Frazee. She'll try it from distance. Air ball, but a foul called. Young hit her as she came down, and Frazee will get 3 free throws. So Alexis Frazee, the 5'9 junior, will go to the free throw line. She is going to get more free throws in this trip than she did the entire first 6 games of the season. She's going to shoot 3. She had 2 free throw attempts coming into this game. Another look at it here, and Young just crashed into her, didn't give her space to land. Second shot up and in. That puts Concord back ahead, 57-56. and can make it a 2-point lead and does. Still plenty of time to go. Concord back in front. Jackson left alone will break the pressure. Working the right side on Smith. Didn't pick her up. Tries the jumper and got another. 14 for Lillian Jackson, who's come alive in the second half. All square at 58. Zolkowski settles it out high and assesses the West Virginia State matchup zone to Scales on the wing. Looking to skip to the other side for Frazee, couldn't get it to her. Smith into the high post for Zolkowski, met by Rogers, lobbed underneath. Smith fouled by Goins, couldn't finish it. But a couple free throws coming up for Abby Smith, who is one rebound away from her 5th double-double of the season and the 63rd of her career. Really is impressive, Smith's ability to just completely take over a game. Even going back to her freshman year, she puts Concord ahead. 8 double-doubles that season, 17 as a sophomore in 2023-24, and then 17 last year, 13 as a sophomore. She rarely misses free throws, but she did miss that one. It's pulled in by Jackson, up the floor to Young. 1-point lead for Concord. Back to Jackson trailing the play. She's going to try this catch-and-shoot jumper. It's good. A 2 with her foot on the line. Puts West Virginia State back ahead by 1. Zolkowski pressured by Paris and Rogers. Back to Smith. Up the floor to Scales. Smith demanding the ball inside. Now they get it to her. She faces up on Jackson. Drives, cut off by Goins. Couldn't put it in. Rebound Jackson, wild pass up for Young, deflected out of play. Smith was kind of caught up in traffic, didn't have her feet under her, rather Jackson, I should say. And now the inbounds pass, a miscommunication, was looking for Goins, it's stolen, and Smith takes it to the hoop for 2. Quickly up the right side, Jackson working one-on-one on Smith again. Between her legs, tries the 15-footer, off the left side, rebound tipped by Paris. But Smith takes it in for Concord. Frazee up the right side. Skip Zolkowski left alone. Inside to Smith again. Going to see a lot of this down the stretch. She's cut off by Jackson. Scales with a mid-range jumper. All by herself puts it in. And now another errant pass from Jackson, deflected by Scales out of play. Stubbs will come back in for Concord to replace Abby Smith. You wonder if that's the last time she's going to come out of this game. Goins gets it into Jackson. 7:20 to go here in the fourth, a 3-point game that West Virginia State has stormed its way back into. Paris gets the Jackson screen. Forced to pull it back out. Jackson posted up on Zolkowski. They get it to her. 5 on the shot clock. Fires from 13. Got it. That mid-range game from Jackson's been lethal tonight. She's got 18 and 7 rebounds. 7 minutes to go. Deficit back down to 1 for West Virginia State. See what they can do with Abby Smith off the floor. Zolkowski with a hand in her face. Rims out. Offensive rebound. Stubbs works around Paris and scores. Stubbs, the smallest player out there at 5'7", just didn't get boxed out. Young quickly to the free throw line. Off the dribble, hits it. Ajane Young now with 8 points. Stubbs attacking on Rogers, out for Smith. Extra pass into the corner. Scales works around Paris, couldn't finish it. Rebound popped free. It falls to Rogers. Another chance for West Virginia State to take the lead. She's pressured from behind by Stubbs. Up the floor to Young. 1 dribble, 15-footer. Off the right side and in. And the Yellow Jackets retake the lead, 66-65. Smith quickly back to the scorer's table for Concord, along with Henderson and Nasiah Smith. Scales picked up the dribble out for Stubbs. Sizes up Rogers across for Smith, down to 12 on the shot clock. She drives on Young, got around her, and lays it in over Paris. These two teams starting to trade buckets both ways. Bailey Goins working on Frazee, hangs in the air and scores. Goins saw she had the size advantage on the 5'9" Frazee. Just powered it to the hoop and was able to elevate and put it in. This one off of a foot out of play. It'll stay with Concord. And Whitney Bays is going to go back to Amani Hickman now with 4 fouls as Smith, Henderson, and Smith come in for Concord. Goins out for West Virginia State. Immediately comes into Smith, guarded by Hickman, who's going to try to avoid that 5th foul. Stubbs finds an open Scales, driving on Young, stopped on the block. Out for Nasiah Smith, takes the 3, that one just rims out. Henderson chases down the rebound. Stubbs in the lane, mid-range jumper won't go. Rebound Hickman. Up the floor, Jackson's all by herself. Takes it to the hoop, lays it in. West Virginia State up by 3, now its largest lead of the game with 5 minutes to go. Stubbs, left side Scales. Looking inside to Smith, one-on-one on Hickman, turnaround jumper, got it. Everything is smooth on the inside with Abby Smith. And she's got her 5th 20-point double-double in 7 games. 20 points, 10 rebounds. Inside, Hickman tries to answer, couldn't get it to fall. Concord can retake the lead. Quickly up the floor, Stubbs in against Jackson. Got her off her feet. Couldn't finish, a whistle and a foul though. And that will be 4 on Lillian Jackson. So Jackson with 4, Hickman with 4, and Goins coming back in after a timeout. Kenya Stubbs going to the free throw line after this with a chance to put Concord back ahead. It's West Virginia State 70 and the Mountain Lions 69. This is West Virginia State women's basketball on MEC TV.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Coming down to the wire in Institute, 4:21 to go. West Virginia State ahead of Concord 70-69. And Kenya Stubbs going to the free throw line for Concord to try to put the Mountain Lions back ahead. Stubbs had a huge first half, but has struggled a little bit since halftime. 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Still nothing to sneeze at for the sophomore from Hanford, California. 77% free throw shooter. Has not been to the line yet tonight. And a couple of makes can put Concord back ahead. West Virginia State trailed by 16 points in this game and isn't going to trail here as Stubbs missed the first. Went on a 17-2 run to close the third quarter. Briefly retook the lead and has led a couple times here in the fourth. Second shot good for Stubbs. And that's going to bring Zolkowski back into the game for Concord to replace Nasiah Smith. Inbound to Ajane Young here against the full court pressure for West Virginia State. Sprints it across midcourt, now sets it into the high post for Jackson. Jackson working to her left off a screen from Hickman. Pull-up jumper off the front of the rim. Fights for her own rebound. Stripped as she goes to the hoop. Couldn't put it in, but a foul called against Trinity Henderson. And 2 free throws coming up again for Jackson. Jackson with a huge second half. She's got 20 points and 8 rebounds overall. And the first free throw is good to put West Virginia State back ahead. She's up to 15 points here in the second half. Second shot, that one's good too. 2-point lead. Jackson now 16 of 16 at the free throw line this year. 4 minutes to play. Stubbs Into the lane on Paris. Kicked out Scales. Open look at three. Swish. Kennedy Scales, just her 5th three-pointer of the season, but it puts Concord ahead 73-72. Young holds one finger in the air. Works to the right off the screen from Hickman. In on Scales. Turns her back. Got the shot blocked. Rebound Henderson. Concord ahead by 1. Can extend this even further. Left side Stubbs. Jab steps on Goins. Back out Zilkowski. Quick trigger 3. Off the right side. Hickman rebounds West Virginia State. She'll bring it up herself. 3:15 to go. Looking for options as Whitney Bays barks out the play call. Young comes back and gets it. Works it right side to Paris. Hickman comes to center the screen. They post her up inside on Smith. Instead, Paris attacks. Got around her defender. She's fouled. Henderson hit her from behind. And it's 2 free throws coming for Letitia Paris. Concord going to bring Kylie Smitch back into the game. Paris with 9 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Has been very strong for West Virginia State in this game. First free throw is off the right side, no good though. She's an 85% free throw shooter. Can tie the game still with this one. Sends it up, missed it long, rebound Scales. Concord still ahead by a point. Skipped over to Smitch. Goins defends her. Back to Stubbs. Looking inside for Smith. Instead will attack herself. Got Young off her feet. Turned around and laid it in. Concord back ahead by 3, 75-72. Hickman handoff Goins. Guarded tightly by Smitch. Off to the right side for Young. Attacks on Stubbs. Tripped up as she took it off of her. Whistle and a foul against Concord. That's team foul number 4, so West Virginia State will be shooting every foul after this one. Somebody's got to throw it in for the Yellow Jackets. It's Young that'll go do it. Goins cutting to the hoop, got around Stubbs, couldn't get a shot up. Instead, gives it to Hickman. Shot blocked by Smith. Loose ball picked up by Young, working out of traffic down to 12 on the shot clock. Right side, Jackson sizes up Zilkowski, gives it up for Paris. 7 on the shot clock. Looking inside for Jackson, a whistle and a foul on Zilkowski. Those two got hung up as the pass came in, and now Jackson will shoot a couple free throws. That's the 4th on Zilkowski, who had Jackson held around the waist as she tried to post up for the basketball. First free throw up and in. Again, can make this a 1-point game if she makes the second. That one's good too. 18 straight made free throws to start the season for Lillian Jackson. And that makes it a 1-point contest, 75-74. Stubbs on the right side, guarded by Paris. Gives it off for Scales. Got Smith in the high post, couldn't get it to her. Scales still navigating. Bounces it straight away to Zilkowski. To Stubbs with 10 on the shot clock. Gets the switch onto Young into the corner. Scales catch and shoot 3, left it short. Rebound Jackson. Hickman with it for West Virginia State. Dribble jog across midcourt. Whitney Bays barks out the play call. Here comes Young. Hickman gets it to her. Works to the free throw line. 17-footer from the elbow. Rims out, rebound Smith. Concord stays ahead by a point, under 90 seconds to go. Smitch nearly lost the handle. Big defensive possession here for West Virginia State. Down to 1:15. Smitch inside the arc, out to Zilkowski. Scales inside, pass deflected. Goins knocked it away. It falls to Hickman. West Virginia State ahead 4-on-3. Smitch reached a foot out. It went under her foot and out of bounds. The officials will say it's Concord basketball. Smith stuck her foot out. West Virginia State bench is pleading that ball was kicked. get another look at it. And I'll tell you what, it took a very awkward bounce as if it was kicked, but not really a clear opportunity. And now Whitney Bays is going to get a whistle and a timeout. Some confusion on the floor here, because the official had signaled to the West Virginia State bench. And now we've gone to a timeout with 0.4 of a second, under a minute. And we do have a technical foul against West Virginia State's Whitney Bays that was apparently called before the timeout. So we've got some free throws coming here for Concord. Whitney Bays not happy with that last call. Called for the technical by Steve Lazaroff, and it's going to put Abby Smith at the free throw line for 2. She makes the first. I think everybody thought that a timeout had been called. That's why they went to the benches. Instead, it was a technical against West Virginia State. Both free throws good for Smith. Makes it a 3-point game, 77-74. And it'll be Concord basketball. The Mountain Lions were in possession of it before that whistle. Zolkowski to throw it in for Concord. 3-point game, 59 seconds to play. West Virginia State needs a stop. Stubbs works it left side, now down to the baseline. Lost her footing, a whistle and a foul called against Paris. They'll call Paris for the push, and it'll put Stubbs at the line. Turn the corner on Paris down to the baseline. Slipped, and a little bit of contact there, enough at least to get the foul called. And Kenya Stubbs can make this a 2-possession game at the free throw line. First shot's no good though. 77-74, 51 seconds to go. West Virginia State has battled its way back into this game. Trailed by as much as 16 in the third. Second shot rims out. Hickman rebounds for the Yellow Jackets, and Whitney Bays will take the timeout. 49.5 seconds to go. Don't necessarily need the 3 here yet, but obviously you're going to take one if you can get it, and you're going to draw something up to try to get a bucket, obviously. 49.5 seconds on the clock. West Virginia State has struggled from the field here down the stretch. 0 of its last 5 from the floor, and has not made a field goal in over 4 minutes. But Lillian Jackson has found her way to the free throw line a couple of times, and that's kept the offense moving. She's got 24 points and 9 rebounds, has matched Abby Smith of Concord well. Smith with 22 and 12. And that's a welcome sight for Concord. She started the season with 4 straight 20-point double-doubles. Last 2 times out, held to a total of 13 points. But she is woken back up just in time for conference play. Big night tonight so far. And West Virginia State looking to spoil it here down by 3. Kenley Rogers has checked in for West Virginia State. She'll inbound it from the top of the Yellow Jacket bench as the ball advanced with the timeout. Same lineup on the floor for Concord. Rogers gets it out high to Paris. Jackets go into motion. Goins pops out left side. Gets a screen from Jackson. 42 seconds to play. Picked up the game. West Virginia State needs a 3 to tie. And again, you've still got 9 seconds to get a shot off and be in a situation where Concord would still have the shot clock on when it gets the ball back. Paris will throw it in this time for West Virginia State. Goins flashed out high. They go into Jackson. Pitch back to Paris. Double teamed. Out for Rogers. Open 3 from the corner. Off back iron. Rebounded by Smith. Concord calling the timeout rapidly. Zolkowski immediately looked at the official and started screaming for the timeout. They will get it with 31.7 seconds to play. And that will advance the ball into the front court as well. Good look at it for Rogers. Everything worked to perfection except the shot didn't go down. Used Goins as a decoy coming to the ball. Got it into Paris, who sped into the lane, drew the defense, and kicked out to an open Rogers who just couldn't hit it. Rogers, a plenty capable three-point shooter for this West Virginia State team, but just not able to ace that one. Concord still not out of the woods yet. 31.7 seconds on the clock. And it'll be Smitch to inbound it from the top of the bench. Jackson guards the ball. Smitch needs to find a teammate, lobs it into the backcourt over Paris's head to Stubbs. Paris quickly across midcourt. Stubbs goes behind her back. West Virginia State's going to have to foul. There's just a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Rogers reaching in on Nasiah Smith, who will go to the free throw line, an 83% free throw shooter. Smitch, probably the one you wanted to foul there if you're West Virginia State, just 50% at the line. Zolkowski also just 63%, but Smith is going to get a couple of shots and make this a two-possession game, but she missed the first. West Virginia State could still tie it with a three if Smith misses this one and the Yellow Jackets rebound. Second shot for the freshman is good. 78-74. West Virginia State will take the timeout to advance the ball. Scales back in for Concord. 19 seconds left on the clock, so the Yellow Jackets need to go quickly. Two-possession game. More likely than not, going to need a three at some point. So a full timeout on the floor. If nothing else for West Virginia State, you don't like talking about moral victories, but the way you've battled back in this game after a slow start, after a rough start to the third quarter, you've got to be pretty happy with the fight you've seen out of your team if you're Whitney Bays tonight. And to walk out of here with a win would make it just a little bit sweeter. So West Virginia State's out of timeouts. It'll be Yellow Jacket ball in the front court. And we'll see what lineup West Virginia State decides to go with. Jackson's led you to this point, 24 points, but is not a three-point shooter, hasn't made a three this season. And like I said, you're going to need one at some point. Goins would be your primary option at 44%, but both times he tried to run a set for that game-tying three. She's been blanketed. Rogers still in the game, along with Goins, Jackson, Paris, and Hickman. Smith, Stubbs, Zolkowski, Smitch, Scales for Concord. Jackson, cross-court pass for Rogers. Now to Paris, back to Rogers, another open triple. That one off the front side, rebounded by Smith, and a timeout for Concord. Tesla Southcott will advance the basketball with 11 seconds to play. Again, they worked it towards the right side. Goins popped out there. She was covered tightly, swung it back to the left. Rogers got another good look, but couldn't hit it. Osuwana to come back in for West Virginia State. Don't want Hickman to get that fifth foul if you can avoid it. More likely than not, but again, you're doing whatever you can to try and tie this game and force overtime. So So it's Concord basketball from the top of the bench. Osawana instead at 6'3" is going to come in to guard the basketball. Trying to force Zilkowski into a bad pass. She fakes, gets it to Stubbs, fouled quickly by Paris. And it'll be free throws again for Concord. Stubbs can effectively ice this one. 10 seconds to go and a 4-point game. Smith out and Scales in. Wanted Smith out there to shoot the free throws if she got the ball. Rogers back to the scorer's table for West Virginia State. And she'll come in for Osawana. So it's 2 shots for Stubbs. Really powered Concord through that first half. She makes that one up to 16. Guess you'd call them the big 3 for this Concord team with her, Smith, and Zilkowski, the 3 double-figure scorers. Stubbs with 17, Smith with 22, now Zilkowski with 15. Inbound to Hickman. Off for Goins, 5 on the clock. She's going to take a deep straightaway 3. Off back iron, rebound tipped out. Smith with it for Concord. And the Mountain Lions escape with their first conference win of the season. 80-74, the final score as West Virginia State storms back from a 16-point second half deficit. But the Yellow Jackets couldn't quite put it away. Concord defeats West Virginia State 80-74 tonight. Concord now 4-3 on the season. West Virginia State 2-4. The Mountain Lions 1-0 in the conference, and West Virginia State 0-1. That'll do it for women's basketball action here from Institute on Mountain East Conference TV. The men's matchup coming up next. So don't miss it. This has been West Virginia State women's basketball on MEC TV.